everybody, and welcome back to ANIPOD Presents The In-quy'zz-ition. I am your host, Oh my god, I'm not Dono.
Imposter!
Identity theft is not a joke, Dippy.
Liar!
Let me try that
How
again.
dare you?
Let me try that again. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ANIPOD Presents The In-quy'zz-ition. I'm your host, Dippy the DM, and these are my lovely players. Say hi, lovely players.
Hi, lovely players.
Hello, Mavron.
Hi, Dono. Whichever one you are.
How dare you say my name?
And for the first time in a long time, all of us are here for a session. Can you even believe it? I can't. It's kind of crazy.
I mean, it was bound to happen.
Yeah, we're all here together again. Like, it's
all
fantastic.
in this together.
All right. Are you getting two of me?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you getting one of me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
good. So, sharing my sound. Let's do this. Let's do a little bit of this. Distant crowds. Ooh. So, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of The In-quy'zz-ition. Today's going to be a really fun day because our fellows are hopefully going to have a chance to finally fulfill a meeting in the Iron Throne Room today, depending on the courier message that was sent a couple days ago, coming true. And this is going to be a really exciting session for that reason. There's going to be implications in this session, one way or the other. Now, I am not feeling 100%, but as long as I am sitting here with these fellow players, I'm going to run a session to the best of my ability. And
There's a plague that is
yeah,
going among.
I don't know what
right
it
now.
is. There's something that's been going around, like just the ANIPOD people in general, and it's finally hit me. So I don't know. It's one of those things I just got to be careful. But after our recap and after our little sponsor shouts today, we shall hopefully get underway. Starting off with tabletopaudio.com. You know what? Stealthy. You've used Tabletop Audio a lot before. Are you ready for a short ad read for them?
Sure. I'm not in the middle of eating at all. It's fine.
You know what? You're absolutely right. I'll do it myself then. It's fine. So, Tabletop Audio.
I can do it.
Whenever you're ready.
So the lovely sounds that you're hearing in your wonderful ear holes are presented to us kindly by Tabletop Audio. They're a lovely website with, thousands of audio options for you to use at your table and give your lovely players some wonderful ambience. You're even able to set up a mixer and do all these other environmental effects. It's wonderful. You are even able to use them on stream as long as you give them a lovely shout out, which is what I'm doing here now. Thank you, Tabletop Audio, for providing this wonderful ambiance and listening experience today.
And also, a quick shout. Was there something else? Something else? No. W is, Dapper D's.
A quick shout to the Dapper D's. Catch us on Monday doing Pokemon shits.
Absolutely, yes. So, yeah, that'll be next Monday. Next Tuesday, be sure to catch another episode of Crossroads, which is going to be really interesting because of reasons. And then we'll have a little break to hopefully get our stuff kind of back in gear. We've been lucky enough to run some episodes during the holiday season, but that may or may not be coming to a short hiatus in anticipation of the holiday season. We'll just play it by ear because the next episode of the In-quy'zz-ition would be the Friday after Thanksgiving, which is not happening. So unless we did one next week, which might happen, might not. So we'll talk about it.
Wait,
But
no, that wouldn't be the Friday after Thanksgiving.
yeah, it would.
It would be the 22nd.
Yes, which is the Thanksgiving is on the 28th.
Yeah.
It's the last Thursday, so we'll be able. So we might be able to do one on the 22nd. Sorry, I always thought third Thursday. No, it is third Thursday.
One, two, no, it's the 4th.
It's 4th.
Yeah. Yeah, 4th Thursday.
We'll get this figured out. All right, so in summary, we're gonna have a lot of fun for you soon, and then in the future after that soon, we're not entirely sure. So be sure to stick around. Give us a follow on Twitch if you want to keep up with the VODs. Give us a subscription if you're feeling generous. A Twitch Prime sub will give us the money and you the ad-free viewing experience at no charge if you have an Amazon Prime account. Go to YouTube and give us a sub to watch all of our VODs from our previous shows, both old and new. Give us a follow on Instagram to keep up with when we go live and how often, as well as some dank memes from our channel creator, Dono, who stepped away for a second. And the link tree in the description of the video, both in the VOD and on the stream page, should bring you to all of our other exciting places that you can interact and share, like the Discord and the Teespring. So thank you for your support, for everything that you do for our channel, and without a further ado, we return to hell. So, who wants to give a quick summation of what happened last time for an inspiration point? All right. Well, wow. Not even inspiration can. All right.
I mean, I can put something. I wasn't here.
Yeah,
The
two of
player
us.
was
Yeah,
drunk.
I mean,
two of us
I
were
wasn't here,
here,
but I
yeah.
could take a crack at it.
Stuff
I don't know how well it
happened.
would
Yeah.
go.
Oh yeah, Rhys, what do you think happened last time? Give us your best
Well-
summation based on what you may have overheard in the
Yeah.
interim.
From the context clues y'all gave, there was more shopping,
Uh-huh.
a festival of some sort.
Uh-huh.
Allie got drunk trying to shot for shot with Mavron.
It wasn't even shot for shot. I just tried to drink a whole bottle
It's
of
like-
alcohol I had no business
Oh.
drinking.
No.
It was an
Allie
embarrassing
didn't
moment.
even make it through the shot.
I was embarrassed.
Oh,
It's
yeah. And now we have sleeping kitty on the floor.
So a couple of important details in the interim there are that the festival was a liars fest, a gathering of storytellers, liars in general, just untruthers and tale spinners, web crafters, gathering together to tell each other stories and also to compete against a person in oh gosh, how do I put it? A master of ceremonies who himself has been known to be one of the best liars in hell, Secundus, and one of ours, who again has stepped away for a second here, Dono, Sundial, actually got up on stage and told a story that just barely eked out an award that will permanently give him a stat boost as long as it is in his possession.
Very cool.
Oh, and the other shopping that happened is that Allie got their hands on a deck of many things, but we're not worried about that right now.
I forgot about that. I hear deck of many things and I instantly go, nope.
I have one now.
Just shut down my brain. So from 2 weeks ago, we have resolved the people who were missing 2 weeks ago, or 2 sessions ago rather. From last session, we don't have like a dire need to resolve fantasy, what is it, Willow and Quinlan's through line because they just kind of stuck around the hideout. Well, they went and picked up their items. And so after awakening Yeah, that's what happened. So because the Liars Fest kept you awake through what was basically the evening and the night that would have been on the surface, instead you guys fall asleep, and you all wake up either after a much extended period of rest, what would be the quote-unquote next morning, or you wake up just about in time for the next, like, late afternoon to evening, or what would be the next late afternoon and evening to start on the surface. And keeping track of that has not been an easy feat. But you can all mark off a long rest if you have not already. And we will begin with... Ooh, excuse me. We will begin with a knock on the hideout door. Whoever wishes to take the initiative of that may.
I will say Zog's probably the first awake. He didn't drink. I mean, he drank, but he holds his own, and
Yeah.
he had a really easy night. He just played.
Make a
dice
con
all
save, by
night.
the way.
Make a con save?
Yeah.
22.
Yep, you're not hungover. It's
Yeah.
good stuff. All right.
So, yeah, I'll go. I'd assume with this being a safe house, there's like a peephole.
There is a
Like a-
lemure, that holds a gooey demon thing, fleshy gooey demon thing that is the doorman, and it kind of like looks at the door after a knock, and then opens it again to reveal a pair of people standing at the entryway to the doorway. One of them calls out, "Oh, I should actually, I'm gonna text you something stealthy, and
Okay.
I do not remember if we established this or not, but I will ask you privately. Actually, I'll ask just in the In-quy'zz-ition server because it's about to be public if it's true.
Oh. Sure.
You can just
Hang
send me
on.
whatever it is. What is everyone else doing in this moment as they're kind of like... Everyone is all kind of like in the hideout together. And you have all gathered up your respective things that you bought, and you have all retrieved your respective things that you bought as well.
Zog
I will
is,
say...
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go for it. I was just gonna say, like, I already said, like, hey, Zog's gonna go check the door and whatnot, so he's kind of near the front
Mhm.
as well. Yeah. Just curious. Who the fuck is here?
You can see standing in the doorway a pair of what look to be very, very much like official looking tieflings. These are a pair of half devils that have personally been put under the guard of like the highest level of power in this ring, which would mean that they are patrons and pages of Dispater himself. And they look the part too. They have this like kind of very ashy, light lavender gray like skin. Not lilac pink, not that like bright color, but and their horns are very distinctly like just single crooked, coming up into pointing towards a single point in space. They both wear what looks to be very finely crafted infernal armor, not unlike Mavron's armor, but more slimmed, less loud, less like pointy. It looks almost as if someone forged a tuxedo out of plate metal and made these guards and pages wear it. It looks basically like a dress suit, but shiny and metallic. And one of them appears to be holding a scroll, and the other one is slightly larger and appears to have been the one who knocked introductorily. You can see that one wears a ring on one of his hands, and the other page that's holding the scroll has a ring on their hand as well. As they open up the scroll and they read out, "A summons has been brought to you, Mavron Ambition. You are to find yourself in the court of the Iron Throne by day's end." As it closes, and it as it closes, and you see a lash that comes kind of out wispy, just, and it shoots and locks itself around Mavron's hand, and the scroll reels itself back into Mavron's hand. And on the outside, you see a wax band materializes with a seal, a signet seal of Dissipator himself. You are to present that to the court page and set yourself before the Iron Throne. A council has been called for you and your actions as of recent.
Mavron sits up. I'm going to assume knocks Allie off of his lap or wherever, since they both passed out.
Yeah. Allie, you fall from on top of Mavron onto the floor. Yeah. And you do not land on your feet.
Yeah.
I imagine Allie had at some point
Whoa,
curled
look
up
at
next
that.
to the warmest thing on the
Oh.
which happened to be Mavron.
Look at that profile.
That's a
That's
good one.
awesome.
That's good.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No need for you to roll a con save. You are feeling the effects of hangover. Headache. Muscle
Both
ache.
of us?
Tired.
You can roll a con save if you want.
I will gladly roll a con save.
I need some valerian root and milk.
It's 21.
21. All right. Yeah, you feel the effect starting to take over, and then you just shake it off. You feel your composure regained as your official summons has been brought to you.
He kind of formally bows a little bit flamboyantly, in the way that is expected, and
Of
goes,
course.
"Well, you shall see us shortly, then."
Yes. We do have some concessions, you know. Just make a valiant effort to get to the Iron Throne as fast as you are able to. Also, you're pointing at everyone else in the room that isn't you. Friends. They may be free to accompany you if you see fit, but for your purposes, they absolutely do not have to. But seeing as you have been masquerading as being in charge of them, maybe it would be wise to bring them with you, at least for the others.
I say masquerading, but I've listened to everything Mavron said. They are in charge.
You would be a fine servant. And turns back to Mavron.
Nobody knows this, but Sundial's been in charge this entire time.
Sundial's been ratatouilleing me this whole
Yeah, I was about
game.
to say
Yeah.
Sundial has like a little blob of their slime has been talking to Mavron like in their ear like an earpiece this whole time.
Okay, now turn left. Smile. Tell that person to fuck off.
Imagine just a skin suit falls in the Iron Throne Room as like like why has Sundial only been like half full recently? And he gains like oh my god.
Gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha. All right. So, your official summons has been brought to you, and you know where you have to go in order to fulfill it.
Yep. Mavron bends over and picks up his cat he so rudely dropped on the floor, and sets Allie on the couch.
Mavron, wait, you're so. Oh, you're so.
Starts to put you down. I guess ends up holding you awkwardly.
Grab your
that
hand and
one
put it on my
claw.
forehead because it's
Just like-
warm.
The arms
It's
just
like-
kind of like
It's like when you go to let go of your cat and you just have one claw on, like
Oh,
they just
God.
have one claw on you. And you're like,
Yeah, just
let
like
go, please.
I
Let
just
go,
like
let go,
awkwardly doesn't
let
know
go.
what to do, and then just
Why didn't you let me do this?
pulls you back. He is now holding you like bridal style. I'm not sure what to do.
Do you need help? Breathing
Incredible.
is difficult. Just kill
I
me
am-
now.
Can I?
That can be arranged.
Where is my? I hate only having one monitor. Spells.
Mm-hmm.
Would lesser restoration cure a hangover?
I would say in this case, yes.
I cast
Alright.
lesser restoration.
What?
I have
No,
lesser. I have lesser restoration.
I'm the cleric. Let me heal them.
This is one of my class
job.
spells. I never get to use it because you're the fucking cleric. It's fine.
Well, you should have picked a different class spell.
I can't choose those.
Am I
Don't-
cured?
And Dadley, under normal circumstances, you can choose yours. So
I
something to
can't.
keep in
I
mind.
haven't been able to.
Yeah, not recently. No.
You can choose them every time you go to sleep. You could change it out.
Not when I'm in hell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Kind
Right.
of. Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it was my idea.
So while
I
they're
cast Lesser
arguing on
Restoration.
who's casting lesser restoration, you just
Rock,
feel
paper, scissors.
Mavron kind of get
It was
warmer
my idea.
for
I'm
a
doing it.
second,
Oh,
Allie,
that's nice.
and then
oh, that's lovely.
Mavron is the one who casts lesser restoration.
Oh,
Oh,
Like the children are arguing all day.
incredible.
Yeah.
wow.
So we have 3 people who wanted to cast
Oh,
lesser
it's-
restoration, and only one was
such a big
successful in
baby
doing
about that.
so.
Oh,
Incredible.
I like to imagine
oh
that.
I
me
like
and Og
climb
are
off
doing-
of Mavron.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I like to imagine that me and Zog were about to do rock paper scissors.
1 second. Just
What's parchment cheetahs? All right, so
what's Allie's perception again?
It's like really high.
Passive reception 25.
Jesus.
Get that all the time.
How do you have a
When you
plus
say thank you and do the
15?
awkward like thing, you see the tips of Mavron's ears get like a little bit darker red.
Appreciate you.
Huh. Okay.
Not talk about this ever again yet.
Allie. Allie with the 25
Allie's
passive
blushing.
is just Allie with the 25 passive is just like looking around the room all the time, like aware
Yeah.
of things that
It's
aren't
bordering
real.
on anxiety.
Yeah, pretty much. I would say that like
God.
occasionally, Allie, you look up and see like giants looming over the surface that you stand on, as if you were on a table, and everyone around and they were all looking down like gods playing with toys. Yeah. Or-
If I get my passive perception to 30, do I get to like metagame on a high enough roll?
I was about to say you
Like,
get
am I
passive.
allowed-
If you get passive perception 30, you get to break the 4th wall of your own volition. Yeah.
Amazing. I know what my
I like,
next
I
level
like
up
to
is gonna be.
imagine. I like to imagine the second it hits 30, Cthulhu just pops out and they're like, no one will fucking believe you. And goes,
Yeah.
And I happen to think Dogpool will show up
What?
and hand Allie a cat hood in the colors of Deadpool.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I love it. So, The pages, they kind of stand there for just a half second, like a half minute more, as they like get a couple of signatures, and they're just like, all right, safe travels. And they it looks like they twist their whole finger, but it's just them twisting the ring on their finger, and they like are instantly transdimensionally superimposed. Is that a good description of teleportation?
Yes.
Transdimensionally superimposed?
They
Back
kind of
to
fold
their-
into space on
Yeah.
themselves.
Folds into a paper airplane, flies away. It's just... So,
I like to imagine that they just become dust, like ash.
yeah. And a little pile of dust is like left behind in their wake. So, you now have your summons, and you are expected.
Hey, hey, Mavron, do I have to buy another new set of clothes for this? Do I have to look fancy?
Zog, you own a pair of like really nice armor.
Oh, you weren't. Were you here for that? I don't.
I
have,
gave you armor.
I got rid of your armor.
Fuck you. Sundial literally goes like, "You motherfucker!" Like the
Yeah.
meme.
I traded the gleam. It was gleam, right?
Gleaming
Yeah.
armor, yeah.
Yeah, I got rid of that for armor that doesn't give me disadvantage on my stealth anymore.
You motherfucker.
Oh yeah, you weren't
So
there
sorry.
for how he paid for that either. Yeah.
No, he
No,
knows though. Yeah, we.
Oh,
we
he
went
doesn't know
over that.
about that. That's right, yeah.
But yeah, yeah, Mavron, do we have to like look fancy? Also, that guy said that we don't have to go. Are we? You're inviting us, right? Like we get to go.
Well, if you want to get out of here, then I suggest that you come.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
I love that. I'll say that after session, depending on what happens. So, you find yourselves climbing the pedestal up to the surface of the. Find yourselves climbing back up the pedestal up to the surface of the city, where you now make your way towards the large.
Climbing. I
Like,
thought hell
gleaming-
had elevators.
Hold on,
Oh, elevators? No. That, yeah. But do you think that just anybody can use the elevators?
Yes, that's how you get into hell. It's a ladder to heaven, an elevator to hell.
No, it's a stairway to heaven, but you're close. Yeah.
Okay.
And I thought it was a highway to hell.
Shouldn't it be an escalator?
Highway.
Yeah.
Can we
Wouldn't it
get
be an
beamers?
I feel like it should be an
Escalator to hell.
It's a broken escalator level.
Oh.
Like it breaks
Highway-
halfway through and then you can't go
Wait,
back up.
Wait, highway to heaven in a minor key is escalator to hell. So, you traverse your way back up to the surface, and you find yourselves on your way to the gleaming silvered iron, like palace. It's like chromatic in how it reflects, like how shiny it is, but it is like a palace of the purest iron that you have ever seen. I mean, that is the staple. It is the Iron Palace and the home of the Iron Throne. And the Iron Palace stands kind of on an island almost by itself. Excuse me. Extending up above the city, in the middle of the city. And only special permissions are able to grant access to regular people to the Iron Palace, like a summons. And as you kind of make your way through the city streets, you notice that there are some people like kind of bustling about who also are, they're like headed your direction, but not because they were also summoned, but because they heard news about a summons that was particularly of intrigue to them. And like, oh my gosh, all of these people that look like surface dwellers, what are they doing following this person who's been summoned? What's going on? Like, some mutterings for those high passive of you. and
Screams in Allie's ears. Just,
it's just like,
who are these people?
yeah, it's just the ears turning every which way. So,
I am perceiving. At all times, I am perceiving.
so
Losing her mind.
as you find your way at the base nearest to the Iron Palace, you see a special kind of like almost like a flaming rope extends from the edge of the Iron Palace island down, like in a burst of flame, extends from Iron Palace Island down to the pickup on the main island, and materializing from that rope a simple almost like a cargo, not a cargo elevator but a cargo platform, manifests for you to all stand on and progress up like a not a zip line, what is the word, the a cable car, like a cable car.
I stay towards the middle.
Gotta keep sharp, gotta keep sharp. Burk, actually, funnily enough, this is pertinent. Make a perception check as you kind of
I
look
actually have a new dice
around
that I can-
as you look around like the edge of the island.
Because from my old stuff that I got from somebody, I have a old wooden dice that the person used to use.
Yeah. Oh yeah, fun
Okay, so
thing.
you said perception.
The perception, yes.
Okay.
Luck of the old dice.
That's a natural 20 for 25.
Jesus. You notice a very particular individual.
The first time I rolled that.
You notice a very particular individual standing on the edge of the main island at as you are kind of departing to go upwards. Someone who glows with an internal infernal glow, hiding underneath of a berobed exterior. Some people would pass him off as a common beggar, but you know exactly who this person is, as you lock eyes with him, as he watches you ascend up this cable car towards the Iron Palace. Seems he heard.
Mm-hmm.
Mavron, you've been keeping a pretty calm exterior so far. Internally, as you like get closer to the Iron Throne, how's Mavron feeling?
Internally, he's panicking because this is the moment that he's been working for a long time. This is also the moment where everything can go absolutely wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Where everything that he's done could backfire if it's somehow been discovered that he's been the one behind everything that's been going on. Or if those around him fuck up.
We would
Or
never.
someone else having found some other kind of dirt on him.
Mm-hmm.
Or everything could go absolutely right.
I found a track called Existential Dread.
Yes.
Hey, this is Dadley. This is my track.
Jippy, real quick, while we are in this cart, I am just going to go up to Allie and just be like, hey,
Yeah. So
tag. And now you have Bastion Law on you. You have 2 points for it. So if you ever take any damage, you can roll 2d8s.
did you just
Good.
tag me?
Yeah.
Tag, you're it.
So if you ever take damage, you can take 2d8, or you can roll 2d8s and reduce the damage by that much.
How long does that last?
Until a long rest, or until I use the ability again.
Ooh.
It's an ability I don't use very often.
Well, thanks.
Welcome.
I'm just gonna tap whoever's closest to me and be like, tag.
Let me,
Do you want to give one to him?
For anyone who's paying attention to Mavron, you see his jaw is like clenched while walking
Quinlan.
through the street.
Quinlan, you get a bardic inspiration as you feel a tap on your shoulder.
Tag. That's a 1d8
I rolled a d4
for
just
any
to see
ability check.
among who would be closest.
And I'm just like, tag, you're it. No tag backs.
Damn it.
You always get me with that.
Here's the thing: if Quinlan tags somebody, they get stunned. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's exactly where my brain was at too.
Oh.
Like tag, inflict wounds.
It's any touch ability that you have.
So
Just stunned.
I don't have good ones.
now I get to reveal some
Oh, I'm in
pictures that I
12's
generated
character
a
sheet.
while
That's why I
ago.
was confused for a second.
Oh. Oh no.
Okay.
There aren't any specifically in the Iron
Oh, we
Throne.
just had a long rest. I didn't put my thing in then. I will get rid of one of those though. JP, just so you know, I have mage armor on.
Sure.
So there's,
You think that's gonna help?
I make it look like a nice piece of clothing that I'm wearing. You know, like Ted 2, where he wears like the really nice suit in the freaking courtroom. That's my character right now.
Ooh.
Have that.
But with like a star cape on.
Yeah.
So he's like wearing a really nice suit, but like has a cape on like a child.
A crowd is gathered around what appears to be the front foyer into the Iron Palace. They all look as they see at the head of this line tiefling in black spiked armor with signets of running a camp, leading what appear to be 6 outsiders into the halls of the Iron Throne, into the halls of the Iron Palace. And people look on quizzically. Incredible. Everyone whispers, like, and as you take your steps inside the front doors and they close behind you, you see posted at each column in this hallway before the next set of doors a heavily armored Despoterian guard. They appear to be in infernal plate with long infernal pikes and helmets emblazoned with an infernal ever-burning flame coming out of the top of the helmet. Like a plumage, but it's made of fire instead of feathers. And standing at the next door is a little orderly at a desk. And I mean little. This is like imagine an imp with no wings. Like his wings have been clipped. And he stands at the door before the Iron Throne and says, "Do you have your summons?" And it's been literally bolted into your hand, like, as you've been walking, so...
Yeah. He presents it forward.
You feel the bind burst from your hand as it launches into his hand. And he, like, unravels it, but it covers up his whole body as he unravels it, like... Peeks over the top. Mavron ambition. And you see a giant stamp as he sets it down again and scrunches up the scroll.
Mavron rolls his eyes as this imp is busy with paperwork.
The High Lord of Dis may see you now, as he gestures to the doors immediately behind him and immediately in front of you.
Mavron leads the way, and as they're kind of halfway up the stairs, he turns to the rest of the party and goes, "Be mindful of what you say from here on out. Rules are not worth breaking from this point forward."
Understood.
Alright.
I didn't realize that was
Any
what
rule
the.
with its salt isn't
I didn't
worth-
realize that was what was going to come out of the fucking organ. Close. That's not what I wanted. I'll just start this back up. All right.
Hey, Dracula.
As Mavron then proceeds to lead them up the stairs.
Here we go.
Maybe can I do a vibe check?
On your surroundings?
Yes, on this.
Make an insight check.
Okay, I have a +9 insight now, so
Uh-huh.
I want to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my good one. There we go. Fuck. $19.
19. There is a hauntingly calm presence about this place. Something about how these halls see so many sinners and so many tempters walk through it before some kind of judgment is brought down upon them, either permanently or terminally. Feels like you're walking into one of the most unforgiving places that you have ever been in. The walls have eyes and they judge you with every step.
So Sundial's gonna have his little therapy cat come out, and she's gonna be wearing a little suit just like him, but on his shoulder.
Oh my god. You proceed up the stairs, through the doors, into a large, open, empty room. There are no balconies, there are no seats, there are no viewing areas. All that sits in there currently are yourselves, a single piano, and a gray, ashen lavender-skinned devil with horns that curl around into an evil twist, and a goatee as pointed as his wit and his ears. And you thought the armor that you had already seen was finely crafted. No, they saved the best for the boss. Intricate isn't even a word to describe how this person looks as they... This is a little too hopeful. I don't like how hopeful this is. I'm going back to existential dread. Here we go.
Be every morning.
All right. As he sits playing a simple tune on the piano, which was being played, but it was too hopeful in the other example. Fuck off. As he doesn't even look up from his playing. He just kind of like acknowledges your presence with a noise somewhere in between a grunt and a sigh. And immediately like creates about 8 chairs. Power word kill. No. Sorry.
All of us.
You
Just
can't see
DK.
stream, you can't see Zoom chat. But one of my players has foolishly asked the Lord of Hell to play Freebird.
How did I know who it was just based on what you
How
said?
did I know?
Yeah.
How did I know?
Well, then you have the Discord as well.
He
Mavron. Oh, I'm sorry.
He ends his piano melody on a like long chord, and then like straightens his posture without looking over. And you, what were you going to say?
Oh, once he stands, Mavron does kneel.
He does so.
I
He
follow
stands.
suit.
He stands from his piano bench, closes the lid, and turns to face the 7 of you. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. All right. Turns to face the 7 of you. Are all of you kneeling before the Iron Throne when he faces you?
Yes.
All right.
I'm in a full kowtow. Just
I'm gonna go into
all the way
a
down.
full, deep
I was gonna say,
Renaissance bow that's basically the splits.
Oh wow.
Does a JoJo pose count as a bow?
Depending on the character.
I am, yes, we're all done.
All right.
I am the same height bowing as I am standing.
Ooh, what a weird visual.
It's just literally my head
You
goes
just go like
that.
whoop. You get-
Like it's like I rotate my body
Yeah.
slightly.
It just curves into himself.
I love it.
That is a disturbing visual, like little globby sundial becoming a slinky.
There is a fine line that Dono threads of body horror with something.
It's a little yeah.
It's a little.
You're like, oh, how could he do that? Oh wait, he's a slime.
He likes
can
to
do it.
trot up to that line,
Yes.
poke it, and then run away giggling.
Well, that's like the plate in his face the very first time I played. Learning how to eat it.
As he stands there, imposing a stronger sense of authority than any other figure you have ever come across in your life. To varying degrees. Looks down upon all of you. The rest of you may sit. As he, with a wave of a hand, brings the summoned chairs that he had already made, like closer to the area that you are all now bowing in.
I'ma sit.
Without changing height, I will sit in the
Your face is always at the same
Yeah,
level.
your face is at like the same eye level no matter where you are. Yeah. So everyone but Mavron, you take a seat on these
apprehensive seat.
these infernal iron chairs. Gotta say, not super comfortable. But then again, when is anything in hell?
I can't tell.
Exactly.
I sleep in a pot, so you know.
Looks down upon Mavron. Arise, loyal one. And he gestures for you to stand in front of him. This man is a clean 7.5 feet tall. Taller than anybody in this room and taller than anybody in hell, respectively. Or, because if anyone were taller than him, then he would chop off their legs.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of deal. So, you reach up to about here on him. Or maybe even a little lower. And as you look up, he looks down. You know why you have been brought here today, do you not?
Yes, Lord.
Well, seeing as everyone present knows as well, then enlightenment is not required on your part. However, I would care for some explanations, starting with you. Looking at you, Mavron, deep, piercing black eyes. How did you come to find that 2 ring bearers were co-conspiring against me? And how swiftly had you decided upon self-imposed justice that was served in such light? Wait a minute. Arguable.
No, Zog does not get to have that because he's got sim bias.
I don't know
Arguable.
what you're talking about.
Anyway, this interaction.
For context for the people in the audience,
Yeah.
the question was posed if Mavron's god is hotter than Zog's. I said yes.
I
Zog
immediately
said nah, and I said simp bias.
Wait, are we
said
allowed
they're
to say
both
that on
hot.
Twitch?
Yeah, it really is bias on your part there, Zog.
No. Oh, yeah, and Dono, you're right.
Yeah.
Technically, no. That's a banned word, because that's fucking stupid.
We said sip. We said sip.
Oh, simp.
It's
Yes.
fine. Well, one way or another. Anyway,
If we get banned, then we'll just stream on YouTube for a little bit.
Apologies. I didn't know that was a word that was
I
banned.
don't know. It's one of those things.
Don't tempt it.
Yeah,
Don't tempt
Tell you
it.
what,
Whatever.
we're actually approaching a point where we will take a short break, and we'll be right back to hear Mavron's wonderful explanation that he's going to provide to
In the
the Lord of
comments.
Hell.
In the comments, you guys debate which one's hotter.
Yeah.
Dissipator or
Or
Umberly.
Umberly.
Yeah.
Until then, we'll be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere, and please enjoy.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right. I'm so glad we're taking a break. My
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So, we come back to... I feel like I should put a little picture of Dissipator in the spot that's normally reserved for, like, the rotating landscape images.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Go for it.
I'm gonna do that really fast. While we wait on Burk to come... Oh, no, there's Burk.
Right in time.
Burk.
Perfect.
Hi. More pizza.
There you go. NPCs. Here we go. Oh! Big. There we go. No. No!
Maybe.
Possibly. Here we go. Vision. There we go. So now you can see Dissipator. Alright. And so, we return to him inquiring of Mavron a simple explanation as to how Mavron found out that these two ring bearers were co-conspiring against him, and how quickly they came to the decision of vigilante justice.
Mavron chooses his words very carefully here.
As you would, when standing before one of the Lords of Hell.
Yeah. As always, Lord, I'm always looking for an opportunity to prove myself, and thus keep eyes and ears open for such chances. When I discovered such rumblings of potential dissent, I followed them, not wishing to report anything until I had some solid evidence. By the time the quarrel between the two was happening, I had not time but to act upon what I thought would be best. There was little time to report further.
When caught upon one's own front line, it is best to make decisions as problems arise. Commendable. Although, and you see him reach a hand out, Zog, you feel a tug on your back. More specifically coming from your rifle. As he yanks the rifle telekinetically off of your back, unless you're trying to resist or keep it on you.
No, if anything, I'd be doing the opposite. Like, if there's a way he can tell, I'm like, yeah, just take it. Like,
so you just like kind of lean into it and
yeah,
catching it with one hand and examining it. You kept the murder weapon.
Well, it's mine. They were
As he
curious
looks at
about it.
you, as you say that.
Yeah.
Well,
Mavron's jaw ticks when Zog says, "Well, it's mine."
interesting. I must say, rotating it around in his hand.
Yeah.
It's a very fine piece of work. Predecessor technology, I think. You don't see too many of these. Makes
I
me
don't know for
curious
sure.
as to where you got it from, and how it ended up down here with you.
Do you want
But-
the full story?
I'll get to you. As you feel a force against your lips, as it feels as almost if your mouth is being zippered shut. and you see an illusory zipper put over Zog's mouth for the time being. There is, if you're willing to resist it, a charisma save that you can roll to try to combat that.
I'm trying to catch Quinlan's eyes.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to resist it.
Okay.
Ten?
10? No. So, going back to Mavron. A decision was made when this was very clearly and optimistically offered to the person that we brought into our custody, the one who shot and killed one of the two co-conspirators, obviously. And you know, I just wonder what would have happened if it hadn't have been offered. So, was that something that was part of your decision-making process, or was that otherwise? What he's basically asking you is did you provoke the person that they captured to kill the other one, as opposed to just killing them yourself? Now, what you can do here, depending on what you say, you can make a charisma check against it.
Wait, is this to me or Mavron?
This is to Mavron.
Okay, all right, just making sure.
Mavron looks Spader in the eye.
Strong start.
And says the truth, in the sense that
Okay.
I had no part in the quarrel between the two.
Interesting. Well, now comes the easy part, where you simply listen to what I have to say. Mavron, your performance at your camps, or singular, my apologies, has been remarkable. Your production has been up consistently, and accommodations have not been sent enough your way for what you do for our fine city and for the lovely people that you lord over, giving them what they deserve in not only a way that is fully deserving, but also fun. Simply marvelous. And now that you have committed an act which some would call is heroism, I know that some of my own pages have called it as such. Taking down two co-conspiring ring bearers in one way or another, with or without the help of your companions. It is a commendation beyond which only one prize must lie. Pretty much. Mavron, ambition. For your service in duty and out of respect for the Iron Throne, I shall, at the end of these proceedings...
Battery low.
Whoa! Excuse me.
Umberly, finally!
Umberly! Hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Charging battery.
There we go. Okay. Oh, shit. Hold on. My audio device kicked off. Okay, there we go. I'm back. So, what the hell? All right,
Charging battery.
Jesus Christ.
She hasn't talked for a long time. She's really getting fucking into it.
It's been a little bit. Okay, so
It's been a while.
She senses the return.
at the end of these proceedings, it will be within my obligation to grant you the position of ring bearer amongst the lower legions of my own court. But before we can do that, I am just so fatally curious. So, if you don't mind my intrusion, with a rotation of his hand, you find yourself and Zog switching positions in one swift movement. Having not let go of your rifle, Zog, he puts you in front of him in a standing position. He waves his hand again and unzips your mouth. Simply remarkable. You know, it's weapons like these that my soldiers, my finest soldiers, have been inquiring about and asking for the plans and the technology to be brought from the surface, at least so they can be replicated. And to have one in such perfect condition, well, that is commendable too. Now I understand, you have a whole armory at your disposal. What's one weapon presented as a gift and a reciprocation of a favor at a later date for providing such a wonderful invention, not just to me, but to all of my finest?
Damn it, Dippy. I love this gun.
A weapon that
Okay.
is in no way tied to Umberly, so it would not be
Yes.
missed necessarily. A weapon that you haven't had the opportunity to use halfly because I haven't put you in combat a lot, but also halfly
Yeah.
because you have whatever. An ultimatum is being offered to you.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like he would be upset if you kept it.
No, but I do have an idea that narratively will make things come in a nice little bow.
Mm-hmm.
Would you, and this is what's going through Zog's mind right now, would you let me study my gun and with my information already, like, I'm familiar with this gun very well. It doesn't leave my side.
Right.
I have been making maps. A blueprint isn't much different.
That would be a little different. So do you present the idea to Dispater?
If he's willing to give us a favor in case shit with Mavron doesn't go well, what Zog will say is, I am very fond of that, but I also understand that it seems like a lot of people are fond of it. It very much turns heads. Would you give me, I don't know, 30 minutes, if that's a thing down here? Minutes? Some amount of time with it to, and I pull out my cartography stuff, and I'm like, let me try and make a blueprint of it first. Whether it ends up being for me or for you. If the blueprint suffices you, then by all means. If it doesn't, then I'll keep it, and I know some tinkerers back at home. that might be able to make me a new one at some point.
I'm nothing if not fair. If you can provide a blueprint to exact spec, then maybe we can reach an agreement. For now, he gestures his hand holding your rifle back out to you.
I flick this safety because I don't keep it on, and now I'm turning my safety on as I take it back. And I guess while everything else is happening, Zog's just gonna kind of be in a corner trying to make a blueprint.
Oh, by all means. You feel your feet lifted up off the floor and flung over to one side of the room, where summoned all at once are a blueprinting table along with a copy of Tinker's tools and writing implements for you to get to work on making a blueprint.
Perfect, because that was going to be the thing in my head that was going to fuck me up, is I didn't have like a tape measure or anything. If there were Tinker tools there, I bet I do.
Are you proficient with Tinker tools?
I am... We've early in this campaign, we said that Zog is like mechanically inclined because I fixed up my boat, but I don't actually have Tinker
You don't
tools
have the
as a-
proficiency,
Yeah.
but you are mechanically inclined. So there's not going to be any like disadvantage or anything to any rolls that you're going to make subsequently here. But you will make at least one, if not two, rolls to do this in a feasible amount of time. As you start disassembling and taking apart.
Yeah.
Taking your place in center stage, Burk, you feel a sensation as if you have been placed in front of Dispater. As he kind of leans down and almost like makes eye contact with you. Very, very curious. Aren't you... Shit, I forgot the name that we gave him. Oh, god damn it.
I got it. Wait. I got
Wait,
it.
I
I
can't remember
got
my
it.
own father's name either.
His name's Malthus.
Mouth. You're one of Malthus's boys.
I am.
I was beginning to wonder how a tunnel of such length and size just so happened to manifest itself within one of my largest industrial camps. But now I know. You were not originally here when these people arrived, were you? I assume that Malthus found your return a little bit of a shock.
You did.
Well, who am I to break up family reunions? And Malthus appears in the courtroom. And he, like, looks around, sees where he is, and immediately, like, drops prostrate before the Iron Throne set before him. My lord, please. I don't understand. And he's like, save your groveling. And stands him up. I'm gonna take an inspiration point away.
Fair. You know what? Valid. I get it.
Wait, that was you? Come on, Zog. Come on.
Yeah.
Stands him up. You know, I feel the implication of burden is to be placed upon my shoulders for having dragged your father away, for him to serve my purposes. And I do not like owing people things. And he brings Malthus intentionally closer. So, to correct this burden, to right this wrong, you have a choice to make. You can either stay here with him, or he can stay with you. Up to you, really. All depends. How would you feel bringing your father back to his more comfortable residence? As he looks at Malthus, and you see a little white-hot flame, like, ignite in his chest and then settle. Burk, I need you to make an insight check on your own father in this moment.
That's not. I'm gonna use inspiration.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh. So what was the higher of those two?
The higher is a 7 for an 8.
8 total?
Yeah.
From best you can gather, your father wants to prove nothing more than his loyalty to Dispater in this moment. And for some reason, the thought of him going back to the surface world being a dig annoyed him a little bit. But you don't know why. And he stands
I'd like
and
to go back with him. Not stay here.
Very well. Then, with another small gesture, you see what appears to be a ley line connect from you to him and back to you. He shall remain on whatever plane of existence that you currently inhabit. No more burdens upon my forces. No, it's not entirely what just happened. But the moment that either one of you makes whatever life decision it is on whatever other plane it is to end up back here, the other one will come with. Of course, if you end up somewhere else, well, then that must be a life truly more well lived. But what do I know? As he gestures you back into your seat, Burk, and a new seat appears in the directly next to you with your father in it. As he leans over to you and goes, "What the hell did you just? Sorry, what did we just agree to?"
I don't know, but it's getting you out of here.
He then nods very slightly and leans back in his chair. Taking Burke's place, Sundial. As you stand center stage.
Okay. Hi.
He takes a finger, inserts it into your body.
Ah!
You feel a white hot burning sensation on the end of his finger. And I need you to make a con save against
Okay.
taking fire damage.
Oh, I get advantage on these. Because of my form change, right?
You do.
Okay. Okay. That's my constitution. So that's gonna be a 15.
15. You do take 1 point of fire damage.
Okay. That's fine.
As he looks and cocks an eyebrow.
Is that 1 point cut in half?
No, it's 1 point. That is half.
Oh, okay.
Would have been
That's
2.
half? I'm kidding.
Yeah. As he looks at you and is like, you know, of all of Mavron's little friends, you're the one that I'm most curious about. You don't inhabit a solid form, and yet you walk and talk like any other mortal. You have an air of the ancient about you, but at the same time, a fresh face.
Okay.
So, in no uncertain terms, and to the best of your ability, he leans forward, and you feel his hot breath on your face as he says, "Who are you?"
Well, to accommodate him for not having to lean forward, I will reach to his size.
No, he does not need a tic-tac.
I will come to his size and be like, honestly, I'm just kind of a guy. I'm still learning a lot of things, but apparently, my name's Sundial. It's nice to meet you.
Your humility is not a placeholder as you stick out your hand.
Is this appropriate? I don't know.
Only if you intend to make a deal, my friend.
Oh, then I will. I don't know. We're not at that point yet. I don't think we've made that kind of a friendship yet.
Friendship.
I've already made friends with one god.
His smirk drops. You are a fucking anomaly.
Thank you.
I don't know what to think of you. Well,
I won a trophy.
you
I did.
did. And
Did you see that?
Well, and he looks down at your form and sees the trophy floating in your form.
Oh, it's. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I'm gonna cover that up.
No, please. Winning one of Secundus's awards is definitely noteworthy.
Hmm.
Curiouser and curiouser. Was it your intention or your friends to offer up the means of that tiefling's, that ring bearer's end?
If I'm being honest, I think I was in my pot for that point.
Fair enough. So he leans back up. Very good then. It looks over to you, Zog, and make your first Tinker's Tools roll. or make your first, I'll call it an intelligence check.
Intelligent. Do I get to add anything for the cartography stuff?
See, because a blueprint being a map of an item isn't a perfect description. I like where you were going with it. I will give you half proficiency. You can add half of your cartographer's tools proficiency to this roll.
Yes. Okay.
So that would turn from a +3 to, I would say, a +1.
Oh, I have proficiency +4, so
+4, so it would be a
Okay.
+2. So you can add a
Okay.
+2 to this, on top of the intelligence modifier that you're already rolling. Yeah.
0.
Oh, no, wait. No, your intelligence mod is 0.
Yes. Yeah, I have
Right,
an intelligence of 11.
Okay, so make your first
21.
21. That was a
Yeah, I got
19?
19
Damn.
on the die.
Wow. All right. Well,
Damn.
as you like
Yeah.
scribing down dimensions, build materials, you know, that kind of thing, all in a haste, in a hurry. You seem to have not missed anything yet.
Yeah.
Cutting back to Dissipator and Sundial.
Ow.
As I have said before, I am nothing if not fair.
Okay.
Your friend contributed to one of mine own being promoted to a ring bearer. And that is commendable. He's already doing me another favor by offering up these plans, these blueprint of his own weapon, which, again, highly commendable. As he leans in closer to you, are you sure that he doesn't belong here?
Which one?
Ellie snorts.
Hilarious.
No,
He's talking
seriously,
about-
like
He's talking about Zog in this case.
Oh, okay. No, I don't think Zog belongs here. He drives a boat. There isn't really water down here.
I mean, Charon would speak otherwise, but
Yeah, but that's like a special reason. And that guy's got that job.
yeah, well. I've already
And I'm
said
sure
too
he's got
much.
more experience than Zog does. I mean, if he ever needs like a day off, maybe that's a thing.
Now that is interesting.
But you'd have to ask Zog about that if he's interested.
Oh, please don't sell my soul.
Fair enough. As he backs away from you and, like, swaps you out for Quinlan.
Uh-oh.
Quinlan is just standing there straight as an arrow,
Just,
focused, hands behind his back, doing the meditation beads thing. Just has an overwhelming urge to punch this man in the face.
ooh, you better not express that outwardly enough where he can detect that. As he
It's
kind
just
of looks you up
new
and down.
in hell.
As he kind of looks you up and down. Need to look at another. 1 second. Oh. That was between private, wasn't it? Oh, no, it wasn't. Where did you put the info for the guy at the market? Player notes? General? Was that in general? I think it was in general.
Are you talking to me? Yeah, I sent that directly to you.
You did send that directly to me. I just missed it. I don't know. I don't see where it is. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure I sent it directly to you. Hang on.
No.
I can pull it
don't
up
think you
again.
did. I don't think you did. And I have no idea where it would have ended up otherwise. Memes.
Hang on, I got you. Hang on. No.
Copy. We are still in hell. The start of the player notes chat. There it is.
We really
That's
should get
right.
like a.
Yep.
We should really make like a Google Doc between all of us that we can just add notes into together, and we can all have access to be able to.
Yeah, it's called
We
the
each
player
have our
notes.
own
It's
color?
called the player notes chat in the Discord.
Oh shit! We have that.
Yeah, you can share any notes that you already have, or write down new
Oh,
notes.
I haven't contributed to that at all.
Either way, looking at Quinlan. From whatever monastery that you came from, I'm sure that the offer of artisanal crafts and trinkets for the Electrum Bay is a well-intended one. But the rabble don't ask Mahadi for a license to leave on good intentions. Now, I want you to understand. A deal can still be made. But I have a feeling that was not your intention. He's been the
Is he-
most stern so far with you, specifically, because you were the closest that anyone in the party came to actually breaking a law. As far as he's concerned.
We'll give a curt partial bow and say, to cause offense was not my intention, sire.
Oh, of course, of course. Never is. I understand. It's very rare that somebody comes from up above and returns up above with little to no work or intent put in. As I understand is the case for, gestures grandly, turns you around and shows you all of your friends. All of you, I'm sure. Turns you back around to face him. The rules down here are not the same. And teetering upon the knife's edge of them is not advisable. So, because I am feeling generous, and because I am anointing a new ring bearer today, you are being let off with a warning to not incite, well, the prospect of leaving without something being returned. However, I understand that as it comes down to it, that may be amended very soon, and you will get exactly what you have been after this whole time. So, sit back as I finish up, and we'll see what happens. As he swaps you for Willow. Are you in your human form or your fairy form right now?
Human.
You feel the belt release around your waist. Falls off of you and you return to your flying, normal, small fairy form again. Leans down and, like, envelops your body with the profile of his face. Now you have something I want. And he grabs your hand with his hand and pocket dimension. And I was about to say, we have a little bit of time. Why don't we go ahead and send it to another quick break and we'll come back. Don't you go away. We'll have more right after this.
I missed it. What just happened?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to fucking moment. Hi, Fantasy. How you doing? We haven't
Doing
had
good?
we haven't had too many moments like this where it's just been one player on one DM.
No, we've not.
The Lord of the Second Layer of Hell instantly transports yourself and himself into a room. A room that when you look around it, you feel a sense of familiarity like you haven't felt in a while. It doesn't feel like the surface, and it doesn't feel like hell. It feels like a pocket of the Feywild.
Oh, okay.
As he looks at you in this moment, and he says, I want you to tell me I want you to tell me everything you know about Aedlin's plans to establish Fae in the overworld. Because there aren't too many fairies that come across this part of the world who don't know. If you tell me, I am willing and able to give you any one thing within my power that you desire. But if you leave even one detail vague or unscrupulous for only to not tell me, then nothing will be gained.
Okay. So there's quite a bit. And let's just... He's not the greatest person.
Oh, I know. I've been keeping whatever surface sensor tabs I can on him in his occasional visits, but his legalese is even enough to trounce my best pages. Plus, Infernal Sylvan don't exactly match up.
So all of the information I have is up to a certain point. Because I was let go of his service.
Fair enough.
From what I know is that they're trying to take over the whole everything. Pretty much he just wants to be a god. He really wants that power, controlling of everyone.
Attempting to gain the status of an archfey by invading the surface world? Now that is surprising. I understand he already has a colony set up. Do you know the progress that he's made with that?
He has a large town, large city, Petal.
Interesting.
And that is where I was. He was stationed there. So that's where I was stationed.
Right.
I didn't know about a lot of this until I overheard him. And I believe his father.
Interesting.
My notes have been so bad. all I have written down is plan is petal, 51% land of quiz, god and emperor.
Mm-hmm.
That's how bad my notes were.
Yeah, if he takes over 51% of the land, he has a rightful claim to be emperor of that land, and subsequently, once he gains a title, then he has the chance to gain power through his title back in the Feywild. But that's everything that you knew before you left, or before he kicked you out, one way or the other.
Yeah.
When you approach the end of that recourse, he looks you up and down again, sees that you have been truthful, because you're in the Feywild.
Yeah.
And he looks and is like, satisfactory. Then for the time being, I will not make any recommendations to anyone. Your information is very helpful. Thank you. If you'd like, I can fulfill my end of the contract here and now, or I can give you a little reminder. What he is basically offering is it's something that's a little short of a wish, because he is only an archdevil. He can't do everything with a wish, but he can fulfill minor clause-free contracts. Like, he is the lord of the layer of hell that is all about litigation. He will take whatever desire it is and understand the level to which you want that desire fulfilled. And he may stop a step below your want, depending on the level of what he can do.
Okay.
Think of it as, just to put it in a word, minor wish. Something that within reason he could do for you that would not impact the grand visage of the universe. It would only impact something you know about, or he's basically like, if there's something that you wish to be true, then he can make it true, is another good way to put it.
Okay. She's mostly just wanting to have a way of getting back to where they were.
Right.
Pretty much that's her whole, just a way home.
Right.
So
he looks to you and says, well then. I am not done with my litigation yet.
Yes.
But by the end of it, if that is all that you desire, then we'll consider it done. Very
And
well.
I am still trying to find information as much as I can. So,
We may
if
have
I'm
more
able
discuss in the
to.
future.
Yes.
Very well. After about a 3-second period of time in which Dispater and your friend have disappeared somewhere that you cannot tell and you do not know where, 3 seconds later they reappear in the same spot. And Willow has a little slip of paper in their hand. Yeah, pretty much.
I wanted to say the thing.
Which was, oh yeah, okay. In the short time before Willow comes back, what do you say to the party?
I'm still on the edge of my seat, and I see her disappear, and I have a split-second moment where I'm like, we cannot fight this man. And I say, it's better to lie in wait than to die from haste. And I'm going to cast Calm Emotions on the room.
Ooh.
I'm gonna fight that.
Okay.
You have to be a 15 charisma. And all I'm trying to do is stop hostility.
Epically, but it's gonna be funny.
I'm not gonna resist that. I'm gonna agree with that. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You can
I'm
choose to
not-
fail it if you
I'm
want.
not. Yeah, I'm not
I'm choosing to
resisting.
fail.
Yeah.
That's a 21.
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a reaction, Mavron will command halt
Ooh.
on
He's
Quinlan.
he's still not moving. He's just.
I will say,
I'm gonna kill him.
your reaction wouldn't be... Okay, that's something that could trigger your reaction. Him saying that would be something that can trigger your reaction.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Go for it.
All right, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, boy.
All right. Can do. Yes, Daddy Mavron.
What did you roll? What?
4 on the die for a total of 6.
6?
I went from rolling 19 on the die to 4. That was
Oh,
a
God.
15-point drop.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I told you it'd be funny.
I'm making note of it.
Yes, Daddy Maverick. That's hilarious. All right, so when they reappear, Dissipator looks down to you, Willow, and says, let's see where the rest of this interaction goes. And swaps you with... Who have I not done yet?
Me.
That's it, right? It's
I think
just
I'm the
you.
last one.
Swaps Willow with Allie in one swift movement.
Greetings.
What did you say?
Greetings.
Finally, some proper vernacular for a lord. You could teach your friends a thing or two. You know,
Excuse me.
up until very recently, I had no reason to suspect you, to interrogate you, to, as if that's what this is, to question you about anything. And then something came into your possession that very greatly interested my sensibilities.
Whatever do you mean? I've acquired a great many things since arriving here and in my travels. You're gonna have to be more specific.
Then I will cut across this line of inquiry and be
Fuck.
very specific and very quick.
You could be Frank. Hello, Frank.
Let me pull a card.
Oh.
Are you deserving of a card?
Ooh.
Do you think I am?
I don't know.
Imagine if he
The way
gets the like Swaller card and he just loses hell.
The way you treated my companions and my friends makes me think that you are not of a standing that deserves to pull a card.
Interesting. Well then,
Ugh.
I have no reason to argue with that. But be mindful.
I am, always.
Why, do you see them too? And he points up into the sky.
Roll a perception check.
Yeah.
The 19.
19 total?
Probably not high enough.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't beat your passive. You can't see them at the moment. Although you swear out of the corner of your eye you've seen them at least once before. And he's like, well.
I may still offer you a card if you can answer a question of mine. How does a deal sound? An honest answer or one card?
Interesting. You know I can't resist a deal. How's this? An honest answer to any question you may have to the best of my ability. I get to pull one card. Of which the effect may not necessarily take hold if it's not something I want. You understand, I'm sure.
Do you understand how a deck of many things works?
Oh, I do. But I also know some of its tricks.
Excuse me.
What he's basically saying is if he pulls a negative card, he has the chance to nullify it.
What the cards decide to do to you is none of my business. It brings judgment. I'm merely its bearer for the moment.
You do hold a very valid point. Although I could also just answer your question without the need to pull a card, depending on what it is.
The answer to the question that you're going to give me is going to tell me if you're worth a card or not.
Fair enough. And he offers out a hand. One question, one card.
I'm assuming he wants the card first. Is why he's holding out his hand. Oh, he's a shake to the deal.
He was
Yes,
gesturing
yes,
a
yes.
handshake for the deal, but now that
Now I hold out my hand like this.
With an iron grip, he wraps his hand around yours, and you feel a ethereal bond between your two hands as he reaches with his other hand into the deck and pulls out a card. And declares his intention to pull one card. I have my DMG, so I will know what card, based on what you pull off the top, he will get.
Fades. He
Are you ready?
switches alignment.
Oh god, wouldn't that be fucking hilarious?
That'd be interesting.
Oh, God.
Oh
All right.
god, it might not let you.
You disappear.
Queen of Spades.
Queen of Spades.
What a cool deck.
Oh,
Thank
cool.
you.
That's cool.
It's my
It's
pop art
pretty.
deck.
Oh, very pretty.
Okay. Interesting. He pulls the card, revealing a Medusa-like head. And he smiles. And shatters the card in his hand. The card's Medusa-like visage curses you. You take a -2 penalty on saving throws. Only a god or the magic of the Fates card can end this curse. And so, with a simple swish of his hand, he ends the curse. You're lucky I did you a favor. Now, your question. As he looks at you with a glaring smile, knowing that he really has done you a favor.
You got 2 W's, my dude.
So that just to clarify, that card comes out of my deck now.
Yes.
That's not one of the ones that returns.
He pulled Oryale, Euryale, Oryale, which does exactly as I described it. If you had pulled it, you would have taken a -2 to all of your saving throws until you had gotten it fixed by the favor of a god or the card of the fates. So,
how does one permanently alter a god against their will?
oh my god. What a phenomenal fucking question. First of all, take an inspiration point.
Thank you. I've had that in my pocket for a minute.
Now take
Wait
it
for the
away.
right person
I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
I think it's going to cost you 20 inspiration points to do that. Allie.
I'll save up.
How do I permanently alter a god against their will?
How does one?
How
Not
does
me.
one? How does
I phrased
one
that very
permanently? Yeah.
specifically.
How does one permanently alter a god against their will? Ooh. He sits and thinks about it for just a minute, stroking his goatee with his long clawed fingers. Depending on the aspect of them that you want to change, it gets complicated, and I will allow you to specify.
Let's go with a purely cosmetic alteration.
I knew that was what you were going after. Well. Summons a card into his hand after having destroyed the Oryale card. Flips it around to reveal a skull with horns coming out of the skull and a simple infernal inscription underneath it. And he shows it to you. Shows it to you really closely. Though the filigree detail in the black background not being a solid color, but many different runes and incantations words in many different languages. Purely cosmetic and permanent. Purely
Yes.
cosmetic and permanent
Yes.
could be done with one of these. As he
It doesn't look like a cheap
tantalizingly,
item.
wiggles it out in front of you. How about, in exchange for me doing you a favor and removing a card, slots the card into the deck of many things in your hand. I give that one to you, and luck will decide when you have your chance. And he inserts into your deck a copy of a card that you may or may not already have. And if you didn't already have it, you can add it to your deck because he showed it to you. I believe I properly described a card that... and the skull... Okay, first and foremost. Oh, it's a queen.
I think
How do I modify my description to match that of a queen? You don't have
Let's
to.
give it a crown.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. You see a three-pointed crown atop the behorned head, and the markings of a queen. As it is inserted back into your deck, He showed it to you, so you do know that this is a moon card. And you do also know that a moon card, when pulled... Actually, no, you don't know that, do you? Unless you make an Arcana check, maybe you do.
Would I have time in the time that he slides into the deck? It's pretty fast.
He showed it to you for a fair bit.
I'll roll an Arcana.
Yeah, you can roll an Arcana. I'll let you.
24.
24.
Damn.
A queen. Well, that's a couple of things. And the diamond shape of the black background alludes to the fact that it is a queen of diamonds. And the overall dark visage implies that this could be a moon card. Now, on a 24, you know that a moon card is one of the more powerful and one of the more sought-after cards. Because it has the ability to grant grant a puller's desires. And he slots it back into the deck. Poof. As you feel the deck in your hand, like shuffle in your hand, and he closes the lid.
This was satisfactory. If I was a less intelligent being, I'd tell you thank you. I tend to operate off of Fey rules, if you will.
Ah, well. A thank you will still be accepted. As this is not nearly as tricksy. Trust me.
In that case,
I would
I
know.
offer you my appreciation for good business.
Likewise. And he sends you back to your seat. And he doesn't swap anyone with anyone else after he sends you back to your seat. He turns over. How fares your scribe? Over to you, Zog. Zog, make your second Tinker Tools check as you are finishing up this blueprint.
Okay, you're already being so nice and giving me additions to this roll, but I failed the calm emotions for a reason. That would a level head, when this is a stressful situation, help me out at all?
No. You just don't freak out when he calls out to you.
Question: is it with disadvantage?
No.
It's not with disadvantage. It is, however, a fucking 19 on the die again.
Oh
Hell
my
yeah.
god!
Nice.
So 22.
Fuck yeah!
Good shit.
All right.
Good ass blueprints.
As you finish this blueprint, you look at it, and you kind of lay the gun on top of it, and it matches, like, identically. You have a materials list to the best of your knowledge. You have the effects to the best of your knowledge laid out. And to the best of your knowledge, this is a blueprint modeling a Sunderer.
There we go.
As you step up from the desk and walk back over to him, presenting the rolled up blueprint to him, he takes it out of your hand gently, unrolls it, looks at it. Kind of like hovers it above his hand and like encases it in a scroll case in the air.
Yep. Before you go taking it, I will say I'm good with either one. Like I made a good enough one that I think someone back at home that I'm good friends with could make me a new one. So it's up to you what's easier. Having, like, you would have to redo this again. Sorry.
I can modify a blueprint. I cannot modify an already existing item. Keep it.
Fair.
It's yours. Consider that my repayment for your gift. Now,
Wait, consider.
he's letting you keep the gun that he wanted to take from you because you made a satisfactory blueprint.
Okay. Is he counting that as the favor? You get to keep your gun?
You don't know that
Consider
yet.
that your payment. Okay. All right.
You don't know that yet. As he kind of like sends the scroll case up in flames, as you have seen multiple like flash paper messages get sent across hell before, he turns to address the group as a whole once again. Now, Mavron is brought forward. Kneel before the Iron Throne. And the Iron Throne itself, which has not made an appearance because he had his piano in its place, apparates out of thin air. A large, imposing, solid iron throne, shiny as a gold piece and white as platinum, but made of the purest iron that hell and Dis has to offer, appears behind him as he sits. And Mavron, you...
Mavron immediately kneels, once commanded.
I follow Mavron's lead.
That won't be necessary. You're not getting a ring. As he like pushes you back a little bit, not so forceful as to like put you on the ground, but you feel a little like just, telekinetic like push.
Divorced again, I guess.
As he in the palm of his hand makes some incantations with his fingers and a muttering of the breath. You see a ball of fire kind of generating in the palm of his hand, which takes shape into a ring, which takes shape into a signet, which drops painlessly into the palm of his hand after about a minute. With this ring, you dedicate yourself to my service, to a degree which not many find themselves within. And with this oath, you solemnly swear to devote thyself to my throne and her causes, as long as I and it may stand. Do you swear?
Mavron, instantly. So do I swear.
Present your hand. And as you do so, the ring kind of floats over and slots perfectly onto your hand. And you feel that power swear through you. You feel the power swell through you as it did when you tried on one of the other ring bearer's rings, but this time with a sense of familiarity, with a sense of hope, and a sense of connection. You feel the power course through you as you also feel another presence intercede into your mind, that of Dispater himself. You feel a psychic connection form. And now, in my service, you shall be. In your mind, psychically, from Dispater's own. As you feel like a burning hot sensation go from the tips of your horns to the nails of your feet. and you kind of like tense up, and you feel like this energy that you hadn't felt, and then it subsides, and you stand before Dissipator as the newest Dispaterian ring bearer. Arise, my child. As you do so, the way I see it, he looks at you and then looks to your friends. The choice is yours. They've come all this way, but it seems they do not appreciate our company anymore. So, I'll leave it up to you. And he, with a wave of a hand, instills within your mind the capability to cast one of two spells. And you may choose one to cast. Arcane Gate or Mass Suggestion. And you feel like you know what you should do in either case. But once again, the choice is yours.
Mavron, is it possible to make an insight check on the group's feelings towards Mavron? And
you may make an insight check. I would say for each individual party member that you want to very specifically insight check, it would be a new check, unless the first one was high enough. Actually, you make an insight. I will have the rest of the party make a charisma check against your insight to see if they betray their true feelings or not.
If we're not betraying our feelings, what do you want us to do?
Not make a roll and have her insight check succeed. Their insight check succeed. His insight check succeed. Jesus.
God, Debbie.
He's
Spectrum!
He's insight checking for what again?
How you feel about him. How you feel about Mavron.
How does Ellie feel about? Hold on, I have to think for a second.
This morning changed some thoughts, it seemed like.
I'm not gonna hide my feelings.
Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else making that?
Sundial's just Sundial.
Zog's just Zog. Like,
Thin veneer of pleasantries.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what was your insight check, Mavron?
that was a 28.
28. Collectively, the overall feeling of the group is not malicious towards you. It doesn't seem. And it seems that they are all portraying a sense of empathy towards you have done this. There is no murderous
Zog.
intent. I'll say that much. There's no murderous intent.
you see like Zog smiling so wide. Like Zog is so fucking proud of you. He barely knows it. He's like, yeah, fucking ring, and I'm gonna miss my friend. Like you genuinely see a golden retriever.
If there's any murders intent in Sundial, it's that he could murder a pizza right now.
Happy. Burk's happy for you.
So once
Ellie has a
again,
bittersweet energy about this whole situation.
He turns and off to the side, flicks his hand, and casts Arcane Gate.
Chaos hands.
As a line appears along the ground and vertically up from the center, opening up into a triangular portal. You feel the connection between Dispater, yourself, and the casting of the spell designate a destination that is brought about according to the internal dialogue of the party itself. So, what is the first location? On the count of 3, whoever says the first location that they are thinking of, that is where the spell connects. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
New York City, my
Boat.
sons.
Allie got in there first.
Ah, dang it.
Allie got in there first.
But
New
I
York
feel
City,
like me
where?
and Zog both said the same fucking thing.
So did Emily.
Yeah, I did too.
Wait, you all said the same thing? What was the same thing that you
Yeah,
said?
me, Zog, and Emily all said the boat.
Zog's boat?
Yeah.
Oh, and their collective would probably be more powerful than speed.
No.
Not to mention the boat
I said
is in
first.
New York City.
Yeah.
I said first, not collective. So, Allie, as the portal opens up,
It's up to the apartment's front door.
it basically does, yes. It opens up right in front of a front door of an
Probably
apartment
should
that
have
you
like
know all
sent a
too well.
message, or done like sending, to make sure that we weren't like coming in at an awkward moment to Zog's ex-wife.
I don't fucking care.
So,
Well,
as
that's
this,
why she's your ex-wife.
as the arcane, Jesus, as the arcane gate opens,
Inconsiderate.
Dispater looks upon you, Mavron, then looks upon the group, and puts his hands up into a tented prayer position, like hands together, tented hands.
Thoughtful.
Yeah.
Thoughtful.
Thoughtful-
Thoughtful hands.
Tented, thoughtful hands. As he
Very thoughtful.
gestures to you. Well, it seems you've made enough of an impression upon one of my own. Your freedom is yours. I would go quickly now, but I hope you enjoyed your stay. And you feel a rushing of wind coming from the portal. As if like air is being sucked out of the room and into the portal space. You feel the opportunity, like the spell is like holding, but y'all are gonna have to go.
I'm making sure everybody goes in.
I was gonna say
If I-
Zog is also
I'm
I
gonna-
pull a card from
we
my
all
deck and
standing
slip
there?
it to Mavron as I walk past. I don't say anything. And it's the shoreline card from my tarot deck.
Oh, a tarot deck. I was about to say.
Not the deck of many things. The tarot deck card.
You slip a
I
card
slide it
from
to-
your
The
tarot deck to
shoreline?
Mavron as you pass.
Oh, yeah, I'll show you.
Okay.
It's the first one I pulled at the top of my deck, so I was like that. Oh,
There you go.
That's pretty.
Interesting.
Huh.
Are we all just kind of standing there waiting for others to go first?
Yeah, you
I
are.
grab-
You gotta go.
I go first. I
I-
go first.
I have a
Pass him
question.
Grab Dad's hand.
yes.
I'm gonna boot scoot
Everybody get the
sundial.
everybody get the fuck out.
Allie goes.
No.
So Allie goes.
Wait,
Who else goes?
I have a question.
What
What?
is your? I have an answer.
Okay,
42.
with Mavron being able to have a ring now and presumably have a little bit more freedom to move between, is Mavron able to give Allie a way to contact him or summon him if ever needed?
You're giving them your number?
I
Allie.
ship it.
You feel your card pass from your hand to Mavron's, and Mavron, with a slight arcanic twist, you instill that card with a little bit of magical energy, and you hand it right back to them. So, Allie, the shoreline card in your tarot deck can now summon Mavron, or at least contact Mavron to ask him to be summoned.
I wink
And
as I walk
He
past.
as he walks back, he kind of calls past and goes, "You still owe me a drink."
Hopefully one I can keep down this time.
Who else is going through?
I'm grabbing I'm grabbing whoever I can going in because I'm like, I'm not going alone.
I,
All right,
I just
you
kind
and-
of pushed you through.
All right, Sundial goes. Quinlan goes.
And I
Burk, you and
grab
Malthus.
Zog.
Burk, you and Malthus stand
Yeah.
like side by side, staring at this portal.
I'm grabbing his hand and pulling him through.
Malthus takes your hand and follows you. Follows you without being pulled. Zog, it's you and Willow.
I turn to Dis with a big smile, and I say, "You know, I'm not going to be alive forever. Maybe one day I'll get one of those." As I start walking into the portal.
Ooh. He looks at you as you pass with a look on his face that goes from like nothing to a smirk.
And yeah.
And Willow, you feel the paper burn up in your hand as the contract that you had with him is fulfilled with the casting of
Yes.
Arcane Gate.
And I just do a tiny little, like, bow and then go out.
As the portal...
Can I fart on my way out?
Oh my
Why?
god. Why?
You just hear Mavron go,
Well,
I will not miss that one in any way, shape, or form."
As the arcane portal closes...
Where did it go
Dispater.
through?
Huh?
Quinlan went through with Sundial.
Yeah, Quinlan went through
Oh,
with
thank
Sundial.
Yeah,
God.
and I said I grabbed you and dragged you.
Ah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, the main party leaves through the portal.
And Burk's dad.
And Burk's
Yeah.
dad, Malthus.
And did
Yeah.
Burk's dad.
Mavron.
Oh my.
Dispater turns from his throne to look at you as the portal closes. And he says, "If there's one thing that I can say for sure, they are a very odd bunch."
Sometimes more trouble than they are worth.
As
But if
long
I
as you
am
feel
right-
you've made the right call.
I feel that they will need us again.
Maybe. Maybe. As the camera kind of zooms out from the Iron Throne and the Iron Palace over the main island, over the city, over the districts, over a now empty home that used to be inhabited by Malthus, back through the lumberyard, through the rocky, cavernous caves, and through the ground, really, back up to the surface, where we see a tabaxi woman kind of like standing on her balcony, kind of fanning out a piece of laundry, hanging it up on a clothesline hung between a couple of balconies, ready to dry. As all of a sudden, they feel this like wind shifting in the air as it goes. As it looks down, it was like, what? As an arcane gate opens up in front of her front door, and she feels the warmth of the fires of hell in front of her front door as she like looks down upon this scene and is like, "Oh Jesus! Like, what is happening?" And like, like 8 people.
Yeah.
8? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 7 people. Sorry. Land at
What are
the
you talking
foot
about? 8,
Malthus.
Because we had. Oh yeah. Oh wait. Oh sorry. I thought you-
Mavron did not come with you.
Mavron did not go with you.
We didn't drag Mavron
Fine.
through.
7 people and a cat.
7 people in a camp. As 7 people land at the foot of the steps leading up to her front door, and she's like, "Oh, what the hell?" And she like goes like runs down the stairs and to the front door and like opens it up, and then sees you, Allie.
Hi, Mom. I'm
That's-
home.
And that's where we'll end the session. Ladies and gentlemen.
You see Sundial off to the side, just being like.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have escaped hell. You are now the next level in your level up. I think you're level 9? You were already level 9. You are now level 10.
Shit.
Hell yes.
First and foremost, I wanted to say thank you so much to our lovely guest, StealthyChaos, for joining us and being a player with us for this long. Stealthy, thank you so much for playing a wonderful character, a wonderful NPC, well, a PC now, for our lovely party to come across and help guide them through hell. Thank you. Do you have anything else to say before you leave the campaign, at least for now?
It was so much fun playing with you guys, as always. I do hope you guys end up needing Mavron again at some point, because this was fun.
Oh.
And you guys didn't get to see how cool he actually is in combat, so.
Yeah, at the start of this, something was the plan, and that plan changed so fast over the course of it actually happening. So, once again, thank you so much to Stealthy. You can see Stealthy on our Tuesday show if you haven't gotten enough of them already. And to the rest of you, next time, hopefully on November 22nd, the party's back on the surface. And now they have either bigger fish to fry or a break to take. Because, holy shit, hell was a lot. And they have certainly changed over their time there. So, until next time, thank you so much, players, for playing. It was wonderful. And thank you for watching. So, in case you miss us, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, your adventure matters. Roll for your initiative. Bye-bye.
Bye.